Hello everyone and welcome back to Riverside Kitchen. Today we are going to make some homemade pretzel bites. So to start off this recipe, I got a glass mixing bowl and put it in my KitchenAid, and we are going to proof our yeast. So it is 1.5 cups of warm water, 2 1/4 teaspoons of instant yeast, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, and you're just going to let that sit for about 5 to 7 minutes till it's foamy. Now we are going to add the rest of the ingredients for our dough. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of canola or vegetable oil, whatever you have will work. 3/4 teaspoon of salt and 4 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. Now with your dough hook, you are going to combine all the dough ingredients on low until it is combined. Then you're going to increase the speed to medium for 7 to 10 minutes until the dough is really easy to stretch and really smooth. And if it's too sticky, you can add more flour. Now that your dough has been all combined together, we are going to get this dough off the dough hook and place your dough into a greased bowl to rise for 1 hour. I recommend putting a nice towel on top just to make sure nothing happens to your dough while it's rising. Now we are going to go to the next step, which while my dough is rising, I like to start on the dip. I use a cream cheese dip because normally this recipe is cinnamon sugar pretzels. But for this batch, we made 2 different kinds. So this is the recipe for the cream cheese dip. 4 ounces of slightly softened cream cheese, just so it's really nice and easy to mix. 4 tablespoons of melted butter. 1 tablespoon of milk or cream. I used whole milk. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of powdered sugar. And I just mixed it, and I also used a spatula to just press things down, make sure it was all getting combined. All right, it's time to deal with our dough, but there's a few things you need to do first. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 400, and you're going to want to boil 3 cups of water. Also, line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper, then grease them. A little hack: if you wet your parchment paper and then you put it on your pan, it won't affect the cooking at all, but it will conform to the shape of your pan, and it's much easier to deal with. So you're removing your dough from your bowl, and you are going to divide it into 6 equal parts. Then roll each piece into the 20-inch log. Then use a bench cutter, or I used a really sharp knife, and you're going to cut them into 1.5-inch long pieces, so just a little pretzel bite. After cutting all the pretzel bites and rolling them, I placed them on my greased baking sheet, so when it went time to put them in the baking soda bath, they were all ready. All right, our water is boiling for our baking soda bath, so you're going to take it off the heat and add in a 1/4 cup of baking soda. And I like to stir it a little bit just to make sure the baking soda is getting dissolved in the water. All right, now you're going to grab your pretzels, and you're going to put as many as you can fit in the pot, and you're going to let them sit in the water for 30 seconds. After the 30 seconds, you're going to take them out, and you're going to put them back on the baking sheet. Then you're going to bake them in the oven at 400 for 12 to 15 minutes. I recommend starting at the 12 minutes, and if they're not golden brown, you can add the extra 3 minutes to make it 15. Just make sure when they come out they are golden brown and not hard. Okay, now we are going to start on the topping for when the pretzels come out. I used 2 different types of topping. So one was a savory, like garlic parmesan version. And as you can see right now, I measured with my heart. There were no measurements. I think it's about a cup of parmesan. Then it's like a sprinkle of garlic salt. And I added more garlic powder just to make it more garlicky, less salty. And I also did a cinnamon sugar version, and that one I have measurements for. It's 3/4 cups of sugar to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, and that's just your regular cinnamon sugar. Our pretzels are coming out of the oven, and I like to let them sit for 5 minutes just so you can touch them and pick them up. Then you're going to brush them with some butter, and I either like to put them in a container and shake them with the topping,